I've said it before, but brew in a bag is the easiest and cheapest way to start brewing all grain. It only takes a few inexpensive supplies and you can start brewing amazing beer. But that's just the first step. What if you wanted to ramp it up a notch beyond the basics? Today I'll share 5 upgrades to that BIAB system to improve your process and level up your game. I'm Trent Musho and this is The Brew Show. Let's talk BIAB upgrades. Making upgrades to your system can make all the difference, whether that's in the ease of the brew day, the quality of the final beer, or just the level of enjoyability you get out of brewing. The list today serves as optional but recommended upgrades. Each one has their pros and cons, but they're all intended to make your brewing life better. Quickly, if you're not familiar with Brew in a Bag, please go check out my Brew in a Bag Basics video, or one of my many other BIAB videos to get more in-depth info. But basically, Brew in a Bag is just like making a giant batch of tea. The crushed beer grains go into a bag and are steeped in hot water, extracting flavor, color, and fermentable sugars. That sugary liquid is called wort, which is the unfermented beer. And brewing all grain gives you the power to make any beer style you want on a budget. Usually to get started, all you need is a pot and a brew bag. So how do we take it up a notch? Taking this basic setup and making it epic so you can take on any crazy beer ideas you have? Let's jump into upgrade number 1 and I'll show you how. Number 1, increase pot quality and size. Likely if you're starting brewing from no previous experience, then you probably are just using a pot that you have in your kitchen, or a very cheap and thin one, which is totally understandable. You have to start somewhere, and before jumping in headfirst into the hobby, it's better not to blow your life savings on expensive gear. But now that you have a few more brews under your belt, and you can see yourself doing this a lot more, it's time for a new pot. The 2 most important details to consider when picking out a pot are its size and the features it has. Size is determined by the amount of beer you want to brew. A good rule of thumb is to double the volume of beer you want to end up with. So if you're planning to brew 5-gallon batches, then go for a 10-gallon kettle. This will give you enough room to mash all the grains and water at once without overflowing the pot, or needing to add additional water later. Then look at the features of the kettle. One of the most useful features is the thickness of the pot. A thick walled pot will hold temperature better, meaning a more consistent mash temp, so you don't have to turn on the burner or stir the mash as often. And next, look for some sort of port, so you can add a valve onto, to easily transfer out of the pot without having to lift it up or tilt it. Some pots even have 2 or 3 ports, which you can add a thermometer onto or other useful accessories. Luckily, if you're making the upgrade to a quality beer brewing pot, they'll come with many of those features. Number 2, get a new bag. The brew bag is one of the least expensive tools you need to get started. And if you take care of yours, it can last for many, many batches of beer. I've held on to one for almost 2 years until it started to get holes and snags. So when you do hit that point, it's time to finally upgrade the bag. You could easily just replace the bag with the same one you had, but why not make a little extra investment in a quality bag, perfectly designed for brew in a bag? The brew bag, not a sponsor, is one such bag that is made for brewing beer. Everything from the type of mesh to the heavy duty straps make it ideal for brew in a bag. It's not going to drastically improve your brewing, but hopefully it'll last quite a bit longer than your old one. And while you're at it, make sure to get one to fit your specific kettle. They have a bunch of different sizes, but you can also make a specific size bag if your vessel is oddly shaped. Or you can always jump over to a brew basket, which is made from metal, and then can easily be pulled out of the kettle. And I'm sure with proper care, a metal basket will last a lot longer than a cloth bag. Number 3, invest in a pulley. If you've brewed a few big stouts, double IPAs, or other large ABV beers, then you probably know one of BIAB's biggest downfalls, that bigger beers mean heavier bags. It can certainly be straining. That's where a pulley becomes extremely handy. It essentially doubles your strength, or at least considerably lightens the force needed to lift up the bag. And a good pulley will also have stopping capabilities, so that as you lift up the bag, it doesn't just come crashing down when you let go. All you need is a beam or some strong anchor point to attach it onto, and then clip it onto your bag or basket and lift up. This also helps it drain out easier and gives you a good chance to squeeze the bag for all it's worth. Although, I'll miss my trusty cookie rack. We had such fond memories. Number 4, accessorize with the Hangover. The Hangover is like the Swiss Army knife of brewing tools, and has quickly become one of my favorite upgrades. And I'm happy to have them as a partner for this video. If you've never heard of the Hangover, is a product that allows you to add ports onto your kettle without having to drill or permanently modify the pot. It attaches onto the lid of the kettle, and from there you can go as crazy or add on as many attachments as you want. I was looking for a way to recirculate my mash, to help keep that mash temp consistent and potentially improve efficiency, much like you see on a claw hammer or other all-in-one systems. And with the Hangover, you can do just that, by adding a sparge arm and then pumping wort through it to recirculate the mash. Or if you wanted to create a whirlpool by adding hops after the boil and extract all those fruity aromas and flavors, there's an attachment for that too. They also have hop spiders, trube dams, and even an immersion chiller accessory, which makes it one of the most versatile upgrades you can make. I'm all about tools that give you more than one use, especially when trying to save space in a small home brewery. If you're interested in picking one up, I'll leave a link in the description. The company that makes the Hangover also makes the Accelerator and a super powerful brewery wash, so definitely check them out if you haven't. Number 5. Go electric. Electric brewing is a logical progression and seems like the way of the future for home brewing, but it does come at a price. But in my mind, for what you get, I would say it's definitely worth it. Electric brewing systems help regulate mash temp automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about what temp your mash is at or how it might affect your efficiency. Also, many of these E-systems let you preheat your strike water, meaning you can just hit a button and let it heat up while you prep other things for the brew day. Not to mention the ability to do kettle souring by keeping the wort warm at the preferred temp while it sours. It really does simplify and automate a lot of the manual aspects of brewing. But if going full electric is completely out of the budget, then maybe consider going partial electric. There's these things called heat sticks that you can get, and using the Hangover or some other way of attachment, add just the electric element for maintaining the mash temp or for electric heating in general. Or similarly, you can try adding a sous vide stick to your brew day to try and help keep those temps consistent. I haven't personally experimented with that, but I know a few other YouTubers that have done it, so it's worth giving a try. Whether it's a small change or a big one, making the right upgrades can make all the difference in your brewing experience. I'm always looking for ways to simplify the process. So if you have an upgrade that you've made to your system, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a suggestion in the comments. And if you're looking for other tools and tips for upgrading your brewery, check out this video that has some of my favorite brewing tools, including some that might just help you with common brew in a bag issues.